Hi everybody, Anthony here from Awesome Anthony Productions, and today I'm going to give you my list of my top 10 favorite movies of 2023. But before we get started, you know exactly what to do. At the end of the video, if I've earned it, please make sure to leave me a like, subscribe, and ring that bell so that you never miss any of my new content. Now let's get into it. Number 10. Sick of Myself. A darkly hilarious and morbid tale about a woman that's really willing to go to any lengths for attention, even ruining her health and entire life in the process. The body horror in this one is brief but nasty, and the film does a great job putting you into the shoes of our mentally ill character to help you feel her PTSD, her pain, and her sheer obsession with just getting attention. Helps that the entire thing is filled with great performances and cinematography. It's French, but hey, I don't mind reading subtitles. Number 9. The Boy and the Heron. Even though I didn't quite fully piece all the parts of the plot together, and some things flew over my head a little bit, this deserves to be on here just based on the fact that it's another traditionally animated film put onto the big screen by one of the most legendary animation directors of all time, Hayao Miyazaki, who had stepped away from the director's chair before coming back to do this, with a layered story that takes you on a truly amazing adventure through a mystical world, complete with brilliant performances from the English voice cast, especially Robert Pattinson. Number 8. Beau is Afraid, an epic nightmare of a comedy that throws literally everything, including the kitchen sink, at the wall, while having a surprising amount that actually sticks and works in the movie's favor, like the dark comedy and horror that switch between each other seamlessly, usually in the same exact scene, like the horror and dark comedy that can switch between each other seamlessly, the way it personifies anxiety, the theme of having a completely overbearing mother that has ruled your entire life, and a genius performance from Joaquin Phoenix that just runs the gamut between vulnerable and kind of pathetic to kind of like a hero and super sympathetic. Just another winner from Ari Aster. Number 7. Oppenheimer. Christopher Nolan has once again proved why he is one of the only pillars that is keeping filmmaking alive right now. With its stacked cast led by a layered, amazing Cillian Murphy, the introspective and genius script, the stunning cinematography and visuals with zero CGI, especially during the explosion scene when they test the bomb, and themes that I pondered on for quite a while after seeing it, it's really not hard to see why Oppenheimer is one of the best movies of 2023. Number 6. The Holdovers, a raw, funny, and endearing throwback to the dramedies of the 70s, shot on location with brilliant cinematography and authentic, sweet performances from Paul Giamatti, Davine Joy, and newcomer Dominic Sessa, with plenty to say on the themes of grief, loneliness, depression, and finding a family in the seemingly worst of circumstances. Number 5. The Creator, the most original sci-fi movie I've seen in years, with a layered, thematically rich story regarding humanity and the advancements of AI technology, right next to the tried and true story element of a hardened man learning to love thanks to his developed on-the-road relationship with a little girl that's the cure to everything, even if she happens to be a synthetic AI version of one. Brilliant performance from John David Washington, and a savage villain turn for Allison Janney, who does a great job playing villains, twists and turns along the way, and some of the best visual effects I've seen in years, like right up there next to Avatar: The Way of Water, while done on a third of a budget of the major blockbusters when they usually look like shit. It's really a shame that this movie flopped. I enjoyed almost every second of it. Number 4. Talk to Me. A sublime twist on possession movies with that artsy A24 touch, complete with jaw-dropping cinematography, effective scenes that walk the line between making you gasp and making you jump with how disturbing or scary they can get, and a great, if not effectively frustrating performance from our lead character that perfectly embodies the flaws that she has. Number 3. Poor Things. Weird, hilarious, dark, and over the top in the best of ways. The already expert filmmaker Yorgos Lanthimos has completely outdone himself with a fully engaging experience thanks to a fun, socially relevant twist on a Frankenstein story with a career best performance from my already favorite actress Emma Stone, cinematography, costume, and set design that is just a bizarre beauty to behold, and a willingness to go to those nasty places that a lot of R-rated movies are scared to go to without losing its sense of heart or its themes. I wanted to walk right back into the theater and watch this movie again after seeing it. It was brilliant. Number 2, and let me tell you, it was really hard to put this one in this position. Number 1 and number 2 battled it out for a couple of weeks before I finished up this list. Anyway, number 2. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Just like the original from 2018, which was my number 1 movie of that year, this is one of the greatest Spider-Man movies of all time, with another great journey for Miles that gives him the love and respect he deserves, with a kick-ass story to boot that brings in so much lore from Spider-Man, along with standout new characters like the always cool Spider-Punk voiced by Daniel Kaluuya, and a villain that goes from completely goofy to absolutely terrifying by the end, voiced by Jason Schwartzman, the Spot. The visuals are once again filled top to bottom with love for all things Spider-Man, and so many Easter eggs that you literally have to go frame by frame to catch them all. The different dimensions we all go through are very unique with their own animation styles, and the voice acting and score, perfection once again. The only thing that holds this back from being my top movie of the year is the sting that comes with the fact that this is part 1 of part 2. And that to be continued that pops up at the very end, oh, I haven't felt disappointment like that in a long time. But besides that little gut punch at the end, amazing movie start to finish. And finally, number 1, my top film of 2023, Godzilla Minus One. Possibly the best Godzilla movie in years, maybe ever. It makes the giant radiated lizard somehow even more terrifying than he was in Shin Godzilla, with incredibly effective visual effects and set pieces on a very low budget of $13 to $15 million. Remember what I said earlier about blockbusters and their high budgets and how they still look like shit? The Flash cost $300 million! Oh, and I almost forgot to mention the best part of this movie. Pretty much the best human story I've seen out of any Godzilla movie I've watched. It's paced very well and perfectly interweaves both the inner and outer conflicts and the drama of the main characters, with truly terrifying scenes of Godzilla doing his thing with a few new twists in there. This isn't just the best monster movie of the year, it's the best movie of the year period in my opinion. And no, it does not bother me at all that it's subtitled. Now before I get out of here, I've got some honorable mentions on the bottom here. I'm going to run through them real quick. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, Sisu, Evil Dead Rise, Creed 3, Infinity Pool, Megan, Skinamarink, When Evil Lurks, Suzume, John Wick Chapter 4, Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves, Thanksgiving, Saw 10, Elemental, Falcon Lake, Saltburn, and finally Wonka. If you want to know more about that one, just check out my review. Woo! And that's my top 10 best movies of 2023. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like what you watch, you know exactly what to do. Please leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you never miss any of my new content. While you're at it, you can scroll on down, find the links to my socials in the description below. Leave a comment, let me know what you thought of my list, if you agreed or disagreed with anything, what you thought of the honorable mentions. And if you want more of my content, you can click or tap on these cards right here. They'll take you to my bottom 10 worst movies of 2023, or just over to my channel where you can check out my reviews, my shorts, and my old shit. Thanks for watching everybody, and I will see you next time for my top 10 horror movies of 2023.